The planet was a world of ice. Endless white plains stretched under a pale sun, and the wind whipped over frozen ridges with a bite that could pierce even the thickest protective suits. Captain Lena Rios stood on the observation deck of the research ship Aurora, her eyes scanning the horizon. It was the edge of human exploration, a place where no one had set foot before. Yet, despite the harsh beauty, she felt something unexplainable, a sense of expectation. "Thermal readings are spiking again," said Dr. Elias Moore, leaning over the console beside her. "Something beneath the ice. It's not natural." Lena frowned, adjusting her visor. The readings were unusual. Warm pockets deep under the frozen surface, and they moved, almost as if they were alive. "Could it be geothermal activity?" she asked, though the thought sounded weak even to her own ears. On a planet this far from any sun, the core was too cold for volcanic activity. "Not likely. The pattern is too regular," Elias said, pointing to the screen. "It's almost as if someone, or something, is breathing down there." Lena raised an eyebrow. She didn't believe in ghosts, but the phrase gave her pause. The wind howled outside, and for a moment, the sound seemed to echo something ancient, something hidden beneath the ice. The expedition team had been here for 3 months, drilling, scanning, and mapping the planet's frozen crust. Every day was the same. White emptiness, bitter cold, and the constant hum of machinery. Yet today, something felt different. "Prepare the ice drills," Lena ordered. "Let's see what's causing this anomaly." The drills were massive machines designed to cut through hundreds of meters of solid ice. They descended steadily, guided by automated sensors that adjusted their speed and pressure. As they penetrated deeper, the temperature readings climbed. The air inside the drilling shaft grew warmer, faintly carrying a scent that reminded Lena of metal and oil. "Temperature is rising faster than expected," Elias said, excitement creeping into his voice. "We're not just hitting a heat source, we're hitting something different." The crew exchanged nervous glances. Something buried under ice for thousands of years, if not longer, could be dangerous or marvelous. After hours of drilling, the machines finally broke through. The ice gave way with a low, groaning sound, and a warm breeze escaped from the fissure. It was a strange, almost comforting sensation in the midst of endless cold. Lena stepped closer, letting the breeze touch her face. It was fresh and alive, carrying with it a whisper of movement. The light from their suits reflected off something smooth and metallic. Beneath the ice lay a massive structure, far larger than any known spacecraft of human design. Its surface was worn but intact, etched with patterns that glimmered faintly in the pale sunlight. The ship was unlike anything humans had ever seen, a blend of artistry and engineering. Lena felt a thrill she hadn't experienced in years. "Get the scanners up," she said, voice steady but full of anticipation. "We need to know what this is." The scanners swept over the ship, revealing a sleek silhouette. It had no visible windows, yet some internal systems seemed active. Warm air escaped from vents and seams, as if the ship itself was breathing. "Life signs?" asked Mira Chen, the biologist, holding a portable scanner. "Any indication of occupants?" Elias shook his head. "No life forms, at least nothing biological. But energy readings are consistent with a functioning system. Whoever or whatever built this left it running." Lena's heart raced. For months, humanity had searched the stars, finding relics of alien civilizations, long-dead ruins, but never anything so intact. This was not just a discovery. This was a message from the past, a frozen monument that had waited patiently under ice for centuries. The team spent hours studying the surface. Lena touched the cold metal. It hummed faintly under her gloved fingers. There was a rhythm to it, a heartbeat of technology. The warm breeze persisted, brushing past the crew in gentle waves. It carried a strange feeling of life, almost like the ship recognized their presence. "Do you feel that?" Mira whispered, stepping back slightly. "It's Welcoming. Like it wants us here. Lena nodded slowly. Or it wants something from us. We need to be careful. This is advanced technology, probably beyond our understanding. One wrong move. Elias smiled, a spark of excitement in his eyes. Or one right move, he said, almost to himself. The team decided to focus on the most accessible point, a hatch, partially uncovered by the melted ice. They cleared the frost and snow, revealing a smooth, oval opening. It was large enough for a person to pass through. Lena studied it carefully. There were no locks, no signs of forced entry, yet the surface shimmered faintly, as if alive. "Ready?" she asked. The team nodded. One by one, they stepped through the hatch. Inside, the air was warm, almost humid compared to the freezing world outside. The walls glowed faintly with energy conduits, running like veins beneath the surface. The hum of machinery surrounded them, rhythmic and comforting. Mira's eyes widened. "It's beautiful," she whispered. "I've never seen anything like this." The ship's interior was vast, larger than its external silhouette suggested. Corridors curved and twisted, with doors that opened silently as the crew approached. Panels lit up automatically, displaying symbols they could not decipher. Yet, despite the alien nature of the technology, there was a sense of logic, a design meant to be understood by intelligent beings. Lena felt a strange connection to the place, a sense that humanity was exactly where it needed to be. "Document everything," she ordered. "Every reading, every symbol, every detail. This is a moment we will tell our children about." Hours passed as the crew explored. The warmth of the ship contrasted sharply with the frozen wasteland outside. Small gusts of warm air seemed to follow them through corridors, as if guiding them. The ship's systems responded to their presence not aggressively, but with a kind of quiet acknowledgement. Then, in the central chamber, they found something that made their hearts skip a beat. A large, cylindrical core pulsed with light, surrounded by holographic projections of star systems and unknown planets. Symbols floated above it, rotating slowly. Though they could not read them, the crew sensed intelligence. The core exuded power and life, and the warm breeze originated from it. Elias studied it in awe. "It's a generator. But more than that. It's alive. In a way. Not biological, but conscious. It's thinking." Lena approached, touching the smooth surface of the core. A wave of warmth passed through her suit, spreading a sense of calm. Images flickered in her mind, vast alien cities, peaceful civilizations, and technology that seemed to defy the laws of physics. She staggered back, blinking. "Are you okay?" Mira asked. Lena nodded, though her mind raced. "Yes. I think it's showing us something. A memory. A history. Or maybe a message." The crew stood in silence, feeling the gentle, persistent warmth. It was not merely heat, it was reassurance. A quiet reminder that humanity, even on the edge of the universe, was not alone. The ship had waited for them, and now that they were here, it had chosen to awaken. Hours later, as the crew exited back to the ice, the sun was low on the horizon. The white plains glimmered with an orange hue. The warm breeze followed them outside, fading slowly into the cold air. It carried a faint metallic scent, and with it, the promise of discovery and adventure. Lena looked back at the ship. It lay half-buried, yet vibrant and alive. Humanity had found something extraordinary, a relic of another civilization, preserved by ice and time, ready to share its secrets. The questions raced in her mind. Who built it? Why did it wait for so long? And most importantly, what did it want from them? But for now, the team returned to their ship, carrying samples, data, and a sense of awe. The planet was silent again, but somewhere beneath the ice, the ship's systems continued to hum, breathing warmth into a frozen world. And in that moment, humanity took its first step toward a new frontier, one that promised wonder, knowledge, and the beginning of an extraordinary journey. The wind shifted again, carrying the faint warmth, a gentle reminder that even in the coldest places, life or something like it could endure, waiting patiently for the right moment to awaken. The ship under the ice was no longer just a relic. Its presence was alive in a way that made the crew both excited and cautious. Captain Lena Rios stood at the edge of the central chamber, watching the glowing core pulse with steady light. It seemed to respond to their movements, almost as if it knew they were there, studying them as much as they studied it. Dr. Elias Moore approached, scanning the core with a portable analyzer. "It's incredible," he whispered, his voice barely audible over the soft hum of the machinery. "The energy readings alone. Nothing like this exists in human technology. It's advanced. Centuries ahead of us. Maybe more." Mira Chen, the biologist, knelt beside a panel that projected rotating symbols above the core. "Look at these," she said, pointing. "They're not random. They form patterns, almost like language, or instructions. Perhaps it's a record, or a message." Lena nodded slowly. "We need to understand it, but carefully. Whatever built this, it left it running for a reason. We must respect it." The warm breeze continued to drift through the chamber, brushing past their suits. It carried a faint hum, a rhythm that seemed almost musical. Lena took a deep breath, letting it fill her senses. The feeling was strange, almost comforting, like the ship itself was welcoming them. "We should explore further," Lena said. "If the ship is alive, it might respond to more of us moving inside it. Let's split into teams." Carefully, Elias and Mira led one team, moving down a corridor lined with smooth metallic walls. The passage twisted and curved, as if designed to guide explorers along a specific path. Lights activated as they approached, revealing intricate details etched into the walls, symbols, patterns, and faint images of star systems they had never seen. "It's like it's telling a story," Mira said, her voice filled with wonder. "Civilizations, planets, technology. It's beautiful." Elias adjusted his scanner. "And it's alive. Look at these readings. The energy flows seem to adjust when we touch the walls, almost as if the ship is aware." Meanwhile, Lena stayed near the core, observing the main chamber. The warm air continued to circulate, wrapping around her in gentle waves. Her mind wandered, imagining what the creators of the ship might have been like. Intelligent, careful, and patient. Whoever built this had planned for millennia, anticipating a future where some species would discover it. Suddenly, a soft chime echoed through the chamber. Lena turned, following the sound to a panel she had not noticed before. Symbols glowed in response to her presence, arranging themselves into a sequence she could almost comprehend. A holographic figure emerged, translucent and shimmering, depicting a humanoid being, tall and elegant, with features unlike any human. It raised its hand in greeting. Lena stepped back, startled, but Elias and Mira rushed over, equally amazed. The figure spoke, though no sound came from the panel. Instead, words appeared in a human-readable form on the display. "Welcome, travelers. We have awaited your arrival." The crew exchanged stunned looks. It speaks to us," Elias whispered. "In our language. Somehow, it knows us." The figure continued, the words forming in perfect English. "This vessel carries knowledge and life, preserved through time. You are the first of your kind to reach us. Approach with respect, and you shall understand." Lena felt a shiver of awe. This is beyond anything we imagined. It's intelligent, and it's inviting us. Mira touched the hologram lightly. "It's showing us a map. These planets, these stars. It's a record of its creator's journey, or their home." The core pulsed, and the warm breeze intensified, circulating through the chamber in gentle currents. The air carried faint images and sounds, memories, perhaps, stored in the energy field of the ship. Lena felt herself transported into visions of alien cities, soaring towers, and rivers of light flowing through advanced landscapes. The beings moved gracefully, communicating through gestures and symbols. There was no aggression, only curiosity and care. This is a civilization preserved in energy, Lena said, her voice trembling slightly. They wanted us to see them, to understand them. Elias nodded. And they left this ship as a bridge, a connection. They must have believed that some species, someday, would awaken it. The crew spent hours exploring the corridors, guided by subtle currents of warmth and light. The ship responded to their presence, opening doors and revealing chambers that contained holographic records, energy storage units, and alien devices of unknown purpose. Everything was intact, maintained by the ship's systems for centuries beneath the ice. At one point, they entered a circular room filled with a soft, golden glow. The walls displayed rotating images of planets with strange vegetation, floating cities, and beings of all shapes. Mira reached out, and a projection of a small garden appeared before her, complete with alien plants that seemed to grow and shimmer in the air. They preserved life, Mira said softly. Not just themselves, but the ecosystems of their worlds. And the ship kept it alive. Lena looked around, feeling a sense of profound respect. This is more than a ship. It's a library, a sanctuary. Whoever built this, they understood the value of life and knowledge. As they explored deeper, the ship revealed another layer of intelligence. Some corridors shifted when approached, guiding the crew along paths that seemed designed to teach them. Symbols flashed in sequences, showing problem-solving methods, energy manipulation, and even star navigation techniques. The crew realized they were not just observers, they were students, learning from a civilization that had long vanished. Elias studied a holographic star map. Look at this. It's showing trajectories for faster-than-light travel. If we can understand this, humanity could reach places we've only dreamed of. Lena placed a hand on the glowing panel. The warmth spread through her suit, and the ship responded with a soft vibration, as if acknowledging her touch. This is why it waited for us. They trusted we could handle it. They saw potential in us. Time passed differently inside the ship. Hours felt like minutes, as the crew absorbed knowledge and marvels beyond human imagination. And yet, the warm breeze continued to flow, a gentle reminder that this place was alive and welcoming. Finally, they reached a chamber that appeared to be the heart of the ship. The core here was larger, pulsating with light that seemed almost sentient. Holographic images rotated around it, plans for worlds, stars, and technologies that humans had never seen. Mira stepped forward. This is incredible. The energy here. It's sustaining the entire ship. And maybe more. Look at these projections, their ecosystems, star systems, entire civilizations preserved in data and energy. Lena nodded. And it's giving us access. Not because it has to, but because it wants to. It wants us to learn, to grow, to become something more. Elias traced his fingers along the holographic displays. It's showing us the path to survival, the path to exploration. They're not just teaching, they're inspiring. The crew stood in awe, feeling the weight of responsibility. Humanity had discovered many alien relics, but none had been this alive, this purposeful. This ship was not just technology. It was a mentor, waiting patiently beneath ice for intelligent life to awaken it. As they prepared to leave the heart chamber, the ship pulsed once more, and the warm breeze swirled around them, carrying images and sensations that seemed to embed themselves into their memories. Lena felt a clarity she had never known, a vision of what humanity could achieve if it learned, respected, and persevered. Back in the central chamber, Lena turned to her team. We have a choice, she said softly. We can take what we've learned and return to our world. Or we can stay and continue learning. This ship has offered us knowledge, guidance, and hope. We need to decide what we will do with it. Elias looked at the pulsing core. I think it wants us to stay. at least for a while. To learn, to understand its systems, and to prepare for what lies ahead. Mira nodded, her eyes bright with wonder. We've barely scratched the surface. Imagine what else it could show us, everything it has preserved. Entire worlds, entire civilizations, and it trusts us with it. Lena smiled. Then we stay. Not forever, but long enough to understand, long enough to honor what this ship represents. Humanity has always thrived in the face of challenge. We adapt, we learn, we endure, and now, we have a teacher. The crew set up temporary stations within the ship, connecting their equipment to its energy systems. The warm breeze became a constant companion, carrying subtle changes in temperature and light that guided them through exploration. Each corridor, chamber, and projection seemed designed to nurture understanding, not just observation. Days turned into weeks, and the crew grew more attuned to the ship. It responded to their curiosity, encouraging questions, offering challenges, and rewarding insight with new knowledge. They learned not just about the ship's creators, but about the principles that had guided their civilization: respect, patience, and the pursuit of understanding. Lena often paused at the central core, feeling the warmth circulate around her. It was more than physical heat, it was a presence. A reassurance that humanity was capable of great things. We are ready, she whispered to herself, ready to take the next step. The ship, sensing her determination, pulsed brightly, sending currents of warmth and light through the corridors. Its systems were fully awake now, a living mentor beneath the ice, and humanity was no longer just an observer. They were students, explorers, and perhaps, in time, something more. And in the silence of the frozen world outside, the warm breeze continued to escape from the ice, carrying with it the promise of knowledge, growth, and the extraordinary future that awaited. Life inside the ship had settled into a rhythm. The crew of the Aurora had grown accustomed to its warm, gentle breeze and the soft hum of energy that pulsed through the corridors. Every day brought new discoveries: holographic records of alien ecosystems, simulations of star systems, and puzzles that tested their intellect and cooperation. Yet, even in this bubble of wonder, there was a quiet tension in the air. One morning, as the crew gathered around a projection of a distant star cluster, the sensors suddenly blinked with unusual readings. The ship itself seemed to stir, shifting slightly beneath their feet. Lena frowned, stepping forward. "What is it?" Elias checked the console. "Energy spikes. Not from the ship. Something approaching from outside the system. Sensors indicate movement in orbit objects, possibly vessels but advanced. They're aware of our presence." Mira's eyes widened. "Aware? Do you mean intelligent?" "Yes," Elias said gravely. "And they're heading toward the planet." Lena's mind raced. "We don't know their intentions. They could be explorers, or they could see this ship as a prize. We need to be cautious." The crew hurried to secure their stations, but the ship seemed to anticipate the arrival of these unknown forces. Doors shifted subtly, corridors rearranged, and panels glowed with soft warnings. The warm breeze became more pronounced, guiding them through paths that maximized safety and observation. Hours later, the ship's sensors displayed distant silhouettes. Sleek vessels, dark against the pale light of the planet. Their design was unlike any human craft, smooth and angular, almost organic in appearance. Yet, there was no immediate aggression, no weapons deployed, only silent observation. Lena took a deep breath. "We need to understand them. We cannot assume hostility, but we must be ready. This ship has taught us to adapt. Now is the time to do it." The crew split into teams again. Elias and Mira focused on analyzing the alien vessels, attempting to decode signals and patterns, while Lena and two others prepared to interact with the ship's core, hoping it could communicate with these outsiders. As the day passed, the alien vessels moved closer. They scanned the planet, their sensors overlapping with the ship's detection systems. The core pulsed in response, projecting holographic patterns that danced across the walls. The crew realized that the ship was not just defending, they were negotiating. in a language humans could not understand but could witness as intent. "It's like it's speaking to them," Mira whispered. "Not in words, but in energy, patterns, and movement," Elias nodded. "The ship is alive in ways we can't fully grasp. It's protecting itself, yes, but it's also communicating. We need to trust it." Suddenly, a soft gust of warm air swept through the corridor, carrying subtle vibrations. Lena closed her eyes, letting it wash over her. Images flashed in her mind. Vast fleets, planets filled with life, and beings observing the universe with curiosity. She realized the ship was showing them a vision of what these visitors might be like, not enemies, but explorers seeking knowledge. Perhaps rivals in understanding. "We must show them who we are," Lena said aloud. "Not with weapons, but with our actions. Intelligence, cooperation, and courage." The crew worked tirelessly, using the ship's guidance to understand the alien approach. Small drones were dispatched along safe paths, transmitting signals that mirrored the ship's energy patterns. Slowly, the alien vessels adjusted their formation, seemingly interpreting the gestures as peaceful. Hours turned into a tense day. The humans learned to move in synchrony with the ship, following its subtle cues to avoid detection while gathering information. The warm breeze acted as a guide, creating currents that carried them silently through the corridors, past observation points, and into rooms where they could monitor the newcomers. At one point, Mira noticed a projection showing a star system the aliens seemed to favor. "They're studying this planet specifically," she said. "Not us. Yet, but something here interests them. The ship. It knows it. And it's protecting it. Then. The ship is a part of our. 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 The ship is a part of our." Lena realized that the ship's creators had designed it not just to preserve knowledge, but to safeguard it. It had anticipated encounters like this, curious explorers, intelligent but potentially unprepared for the responsibility of what lay inside. As night fell on the frozen world, the crew gathered around the central core. The alien vessels hovered silently in orbit, their presence casting faint shadows on the ice. The ship pulsed brighter, sending out waves of warmth that resonated deep in the human suits. "They're testing us," Lena said. "Not our strength, but our patience, understanding, and wisdom." Elias smiled faintly. "Then we'll show them what humans are capable of. We adapt. We learn. We endure." Suddenly, the core projected a series of holograms directly to the crew. Images of their previous explorations flashed before them, alongside the discoveries they had made within the ship. Then, new symbols appeared, mechanical, geometric, and elegant. It was a challenge. A sequence of energy manipulations designed to demonstrate intelligence and cooperation. Mira stepped forward. "It's giving us a test, a way to prove ourselves." For hours, the team worked together, moving in perfect synchronization with the ship's guidance. They solved the sequence, aligning energy fields, rotating holographic patterns, and interpreting alien symbols. Each success caused the ship to pulse with brighter warmth, and the breeze intensified, carrying a sense of accomplishment. Finally, the sequence completed. The core projected a new image, a holographic bridge between the ship and the alien vessels. Warm currents flowed outward, enveloping both humans and aliens in light. The foreign ships responded, their angular forms glowing faintly as if acknowledging understanding. Lena stepped forward, feeling the warmth surround her. "We did it," she whispered. "The ship, it trusts us. And maybe, so do they." The alien vessels adjusted their orbit, no longer hovering with tension, but in calm observation. They remained at a distance, curious but non-threatening. The humans realized they had demonstrated not just intelligence, but the qualities that the ship valued: adaptability, cooperation, and respect. Over the next few days, the crew continued to explore while maintaining awareness of the alien presence. The warm breeze inside the ship became almost a constant companion, guiding them toward discoveries while subtly warning them of danger. Every corridor they explored, every holographic record they studied, felt alive with purpose. One morning, Mira discovered a projection unlike any they had seen before. A sequence depicting life forms interacting across multiple planets, sharing knowledge, and cooperating despite differences. "This is amazing," she said. "It's showing a universe where intelligence works together, not against each other. Perhaps this is what the ship wants us to learn. Humanity can be part of this, if we choose wisely." Lena nodded. "That's exactly it. This is more than technology or knowledge. It's a lesson about ourselves, what we are capable of when we work together and respect life." Elias studied another panel, showing starships traveling through cosmic pathways. "The ship is preparing us," he said, "teaching us navigation, energy control, even strategy. Not for war, but for understanding and survival. If these aliens were hostile, we would already feel it. The ship is guiding us, preparing us to interact intelligently with the galaxy." Days passed in a blur of learning, observation, and cautious monitoring of the alien fleet. The humans began to anticipate the ship's guidance, moving in harmony with its currents, understanding its signals, and interpreting its patterns. The warm breeze was no longer just comforting, it was instructive. A silent teacher conveying information through sensation and intuition. One evening, as the pale sun set over the frozen plains, the core pulsed strongly, projecting a massive holographic image of a distant galaxy. The aliens in orbit responded in kind, their forms glowing in patterns that matched the projections. Lena stepped closer. Feeling the warmth envelop her, she realized that the ship was initiating contact on a higher level, not words, not gestures, but shared understanding. "We're witnessing something extraordinary," she whispered. "This is not just interaction. It's communication across civilizations, through understanding and thought." Mira nodded, her eyes wide with wonder. "And we're part of it. Humanity is part of it. We've never had the chance to participate in something like this." Elias smiled. "We're learning more than technology. We're learning diplomacy, trust, and patience. Perhaps this is the real gift of the ship." The next day, the alien vessels adjusted their orbits again, moving closer to the ship, but without aggression. Their forms pulsed in harmony with the ship's energy, creating a mesmerizing display of light and warmth. The humans watched, realizing that the aliens were curious, cautious, and intelligent, but not hostile. Lena turned to her team. "We've proven ourselves capable. But more importantly, we've proven that humans can adapt, learn, and engage peacefully. That is the essence of what this ship has been teaching us all along." The warm breeze swirled around the chamber one last time that day, stronger than ever, carrying a sense of approval, encouragement, and hope. The ship's systems were fully awake, alive in ways humans could understand only through experience, intuition, and collaboration. Lena took a deep breath, feeling the warmth and the hum of energy. "We're ready," she said softly. "Ready to continue learning, ready to explore, and ready to take the next step in the universe." And somewhere beyond the ice, the alien vessels hovered in silent observation, their presence a reminder that the galaxy was vast, full of intelligence, wonder, and opportunities for cooperation. Humanity had proven itself worthy of the ship's trust. Now, it was time to prepare for the future, the moment when exploration would extend beyond observation, into understanding and participation in the cosmic community. The frozen planet remained quiet outside, but the warm breeze escaping from the ice carried promise, anticipation, and the certainty that humanity was no longer alone. The ship had awakened, and with it, a new chapter in human history had begun, one of knowledge, cooperation, and extraordinary potential. The warm breeze had become a constant companion, weaving through the corridors of the ship with a sense of purpose. Captain Lena Rios stood in the central chamber, staring at the glowing core, now brighter and more vibrant than ever. The ship had awakened fully, its energy systems resonating in harmony with the humans. They had learned, adapted, and proven themselves capable. Now, the moment had come for the next step. "Are we ready?" Mira asked quietly, standing beside Lena. She had grown to love the rhythm of the ship, the way it guided them, and revealed knowledge in ways that felt almost alive. Lena nodded. "We've learned everything it could teach us here. The aliens in orbit, they've watched, observed, and accepted us. It's time to take the next step beyond the ice, beyond this planet, and into the universe." Elias tapped the console, bringing up a holographic display of the frozen planet and the alien vessels hovering above it. "The ship is showing a pathway," he said. "A trajectory that will allow us to leave the planet safely, avoid detection if necessary, and navigate to a nearby star system. It's guiding us." Lena stepped closer to the core, feeling the warmth swirl around her. "It trusts us. That is enough. Let's go." The crew moved quickly, securing their stations and preparing for departure. The corridors shifted subtly as the ship responded, opening new pathways and adjusting energy flows to optimize their journey. The warm breeze intensified, a constant reminder that the ship was alive and guiding them. Outside, the frozen plains stretched endlessly, the pale sun casting long shadows across the ice. The alien vessels hovered silently, observing, curious, but non-threatening. Lena knew they would not interfere. They had seen the humans' intelligence, their cooperation, and their respect for the ship's purpose. As the ship's engines powered up, a soft hum resonated through the central chamber. Light pulsed along the walls, following the rhythm of the core. The warmth wrapped around the crew like a comforting embrace, filling them with energy, courage, and confidence. "Engage," Lena commanded. The ship lifted gently from the ice, its movement smooth and precise. The wind shifted outside, carrying a strange warmth across the frozen plains. The alien vessels adjusted their formation, moving in parallel as if accompanying the humans on their first steps into the wider galaxy. The crew marveled at the view. The ice fields of the planet stretched below them, pristine and untouched, and the horizon glimmered with the faint light of distant stars. The ship moved effortlessly, guided by systems far beyond human understanding, yet responsive to human decisions. Elias studied the navigation panel. "We're leaving the planet's orbit. The trajectory is stable. And we're not alone. The aliens are following at a safe distance. They're curious, respectful." Mira smiled. "It's like they're acknowledging our achievement. Humanity has passed their test, without even speaking." Lena felt a swell of pride. They had adapted, learned, and endured. They had proven themselves capable of understanding and respecting a civilization far older and wiser than their own. And now, they were ready to explore further, guided by the wisdom of the ship beneath their hands. The journey through space was unlike anything they had imagined. The ship moved through asteroid fields and debris with effortless grace, the warm breeze circulating through the corridors, adjusting temperature and light to match the crew's needs. Every observation point revealed new wonders. Distant nebulae, clusters of stars, and planets teeming with life in forms both familiar and alien. "It's incredible," Mira whispered. "We're seeing the universe not just through instruments, but through understanding. The ship, it's teaching us how to observe, how to interpret, and how to respect what we see." Elias nodded. "This is more than exploration. It's learning, adaptation, and cooperation. Humanity has never had a chance like this." Days passed as they traveled toward the star system the ship had chosen. The crew continued to learn, observing the core's guidance, exploring the ship's remaining chambers, and decoding holographic projections of alien technology and civilizations. Each discovery was met with awe, each lesson with careful consideration. Then, one evening, the core pulsed differently. The warm breeze intensified, swirling through the corridors and gathering in the central chamber. The holographic displays shifted, revealing a planet at the edge of a star cluster, rich with colors, oceans, and vast forests. It was a world unlike any Earth had seen. Lena approached the core. "It wants us to go there," she said softly. "This is the next step. The first contact, perhaps, or the next phase of our journey." Elias studied the display. "It's habitable, rich in resources, and the energy signatures indicate intelligent life. Not human life, but civilizations capable of advanced thought. This could be the opportunity we've been preparing for." Mira's eyes widened. "We're ready. We've learned everything the ship could teach us here. Humanity has proven itself capable of understanding, cooperating, and adapting. We're ready to step into the universe beyond observation." Lena nodded. "Prepare for approach. The ship will guide us safely, but we must remain mindful. Respect and intelligence will be our tools." As they approached the planet, the ship's systems adjusted to atmospheric entry. Warm currents circulated through every corridor, stabilizing temperature and pressure for the humans. Lights pulsed in harmony with the energy core, creating a sense of rhythm and calm. The alien vessels that had accompanied them from the frozen planet adjusted their formation once more, observing from orbit. Their presence was a reminder that intelligence in the universe was not always human, and yet, cooperation was possible. The ship touched down gently on the planet's surface, the landing smooth and precise. The crew disembarked, feeling the warmth of the ship circulate around them. The air outside was fresh, breathable, and rich with unfamiliar scents. Trees stretched toward the sky, oceans shimmered in shades of blue and green, and distant cities glimmered with light. Lena stepped forward, her heart swelling with wonder. "We've arrived," she said. "Not as conquerors, not as intruders, but as learners. Humanity has a place here, if we choose to honor it." The crew explored cautiously, guided by the ship's currents. They discovered beings unlike anything they had seen, intelligent, curious, and peaceful. The aliens approached slowly, observing the humans and the ship with interest. Mira stepped forward, holding her hands open in a gesture of peace, and the beings responded in kind, their forms shimmering with light. Elias whispered, "It's working. The ship prepared us for this. It's teaching us not just knowledge, but diplomacy, patience, and respect." Lena smiled. "Humanity has endured and learned. Now, we take the next step not by force, but through understanding, cooperation, and courage." The crew spent days interacting with the inhabitants, sharing knowledge, learning about their technology, culture, and ways of life. The ship continued to guide them, its warmth a constant companion, its energy pulsing in harmony with the humans and the planet. At one point, the core projected a vision of the galaxy, a vast network of civilizations, star systems, and opportunities for cooperation. Lena realized that humanity had been given a gift. Not just advanced technology, but the opportunity to participate in a community of intelligent life. "We are part of something greater," she said softly. "Not just explorers, but participants. Humanity has proven it can learn, adapt, and respect life beyond its own world." The alien beings joined them in a ceremony of understanding. Light and energy flowed between humans, the ship, and the inhabitants, creating a display of harmony that filled the landscape. The warm breeze from the ship carried the sense of achievement, growth, and hope. Elias looked around in awe. This is what the ship has been preparing us for. Not war, not conquest, but cooperation, learning, and understanding. Humanity is ready." Mira nodded. "We've been tested, guided, and awakened. The ship waited for us, taught us, and now, we're ready to step fully into the galaxy." Lena placed her hand on the ship's core. The warmth surged through her, carrying a vision of countless worlds, civilizations, and opportunities. She knew that the journey had only begun. But humanity was no longer on the outside looking in. They were participants, learners, and explorers worthy of the trust given to them. The sun set over the planet, casting long shadows across forests and oceans. The alien cities glimmered in the distance, and the humans stood together, united in purpose and understanding. The ship remained with them, a guardian, teacher, and guide. Lena looked at her crew, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of the core. We've learned, we've adapted, and we've endured. Humanity is no longer just observers of the universe. We are part of it, and we will honor that responsibility. The warm breeze swirled gently around them one last time that day, carrying a message of hope, achievement, and the promise of extraordinary possibilities. Humanity had awakened not just to alien technology, but to a greater understanding of its own potential. And as the stars appeared above, glittering across the vastness of space, the humans knew that this was only the beginning. The ship had opened the door, and now the universe awaited. Together, they stepped forward, ready to explore, learn, and thrive in a galaxy filled with wonder. Guided by the warmth of the ship and the enduring spirit of humanity.